Hey YouTube, it's your dental hygienist here. I'm going to be making a butter cookie recipe today because my youngest child asked for them and Easter is just next week. I am going to put a different spin on it using a xylitol sugar, so I'll show you that in a second. So first for the recipe we need 2.5 sticks of softened butter, so I'm going to put that in my mixer. It says to mix by hand, but I don't really have that kind of time, so we're going to do it the fast way. Alright, next we're going to do a little scraping down of the sides and the paddle so that when I add my xylitol, it's my sugar replacement, everything will get incorporated really well. The xylitol is equal, it's 1:1 ratio, so if you use half a cup of sugar, you're going to use half a cup of xylitol, so it's exactly the same. That makes it really easy, there's no conversion. So I'm going to mix this up really good. So that is my Xylo Sweet all natural xylitol sweetener. It is in granulated form with the butter, so it's all nice and mixed up. I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of vanilla because I really like the vanilla flavor. I'm going to mix that a little bit. This mixer is really old, it's gotten a workout, and boy, KitchenAid sure makes a great product. Next, I'm going to put in 3 cups of sifted all-purpose flour. I'm going to do a little bit of time. You can see how nice and light and fluffy that is. Makes for a much softer cookie. So we're going to give that a mix in a couple batches. Now you can do this recipe by hand. You can mix everything by hand. I'm not doing that. I haven't mixed cookies by hand in forever, and I'm not going to go back now. So this is a lot quicker for me and doesn't hurt your arms. Okay, so I've kind of mixed it together. It's a little bit crumbly, so I'm just going to scrape everything off. I'm going to scrape the bowl down, and then I am going to kind of form it with my hands, and then I'm going to get it on my table, a lightly floured surface, and we're going to roll this out, and hopefully we'll get some really tasty cookies after this. Okay, so here's the dumped out version. It looks really crumbly, probably because of the machine, so we're just going to kind of work it for a while. With a butter dough, you can really kind of squeeze it back together, and after working it long enough, we will get rid of this crumble and we'll be able to roll it out, but it may take a few minutes to do that. It looks really bad, but don't worry, it will come together. Okay, so this is the dough after about 5 to 6 minutes of hand kneading. It took a little bit of effort, but it did come together, so it's not that crumbly little mess. Now I'm going to roll it out. I know it says to use a floured surface, but it really doesn't seem like it needs any extra flour. So I'm going to roll them out thin, and then we're going to start cutting them out into shapes. Alright, so now we're going to cut everything out. I've got an Easter carrot, an Easter T-Rex, because everybody needs a dinosaur on Easter, little bunny rabbit, butterfly. We're going to do a tulip for spring. We're going to do another little bunny rabbit. We're going to do another carrot for the bunny. We're going to do another dinosaur because the 4-year-old loves dinosaurs. And then we're going to peel them out, roll the rest of the dough, and then we're going to bake them. Okay, so everybody is rolled out. The cookies are ready to go into the oven. It's going to be 375 degrees. I have an electric oven. The recipe says 8 to 10 minutes, but knowing my oven, it's probably going to be more 15 or 20. So after they're baked, I'll let you know how long it took. Okay, here are the finished cookies. It made about 24. It took about 15 minutes in my oven because it's electric. They have a nice brown bottom. Here's the recipe. And then to decorate, I just took about half a cup powdered sugar and a few teaspoons of water till I get a nice consistency so I can brush the cookies with it. And then I'm gonna let the kids put sprinkles on them. Thanks, YouTube. All right, here are the finished cookies. I tried to roll them really thin. They have a nice brown bottom. It took about 15 minutes in my oven because it's electric. If you want the recipe, here's that. And then I would recommend using a mixer and then just mushing it together with your hands, but you can try mixing it all by hand and it might be okay. Then I just made a little bit of half a cup of powdered sugar with some water so that I can brush the cookies with this, and then the children are going to sprinkle and that'll help them adhere, and then we're good to go. Thanks, YouTube. Post decorating, if it didn't have all the sugar on top and it was made with just xylitol, it's actually pretty good for your teeth. So if you leave them naked, they taste pretty good.